Hold on guys, stop scrolling and listen to me right now. Because if you woke up today thinking the Nollywood industry was running as usual, you need to think twice. There is a massive rumor spreading across social media, blogs and industry cycles, and it's making millions of fans panic. The big question on everyone's lips right now is, are Timini and Bimbo Ademoye actually stepping away from Nollywood? Are two of the absolute biggest, most profitable, most loved modern Nollywood stars really packing their bags and walking away from set life? I'm talking about recent hints, private statements, emotional breakdown, and sudden strategic shifts that point to one major realization. Things behind the scene are changing fast. Stick with me for the next few minutes because by the end of this audio, you will understand the real truth of what's happening and why Nollywood might never be the same again. Let's be honest for a second. If you take Timini and Bimbo Ademoye out of Nollywood right now, what do you really have left in the romantic comedy and box office space? Timini is the undisputed lover boy of modern Nollywood right now. Modern is just a statement. I mean modern African cinema. Bimbo Ademoye is the undisputed queen of authenticity, comedy and raw emotion. Together and individually, they pull in millions of cinema views, dominate YouTube and drive online culture. So why are people suddenly saying they are leaving? It started when subtle clues began piling up. Fans noticed both actors dropping hints about exhaustion, seeking peace, and pivoting to something bigger. When you have two superstars at the absolute height of their career suddenly taking about step back schedules, taking sabbatical, and stepping away from traditional film sets, the industry is going to explode, right? People are asking, is it health burnout? Is it industry politics, or are they moving out of Nigeria entirely? Let's break down Timini's side of this situation first, because his hints have been building up for a while. Timini has been acting back-to-back for over 14 years without taking a single real break. Think about that for a second. 14 years of moving from set to set, sleeping barely 5 to 6 hours a day, constantly living in the spotlight and carrying the weight of being Nollywood's main leading man. The recent conversation about Timini made it clear, you cannot run on films forever. He openly talked about taking a sabbatical, stepping away from actor for higher roles, and re-evaluating his life. When an actor reaches a point where they realize that fame isn't worth sacrificing their health, mental stability, and personal life, the exit button starts looking very attractive. He's not just tired of the physical grind, he's tired of being boxed into the same routine. But is it a temporary break, or is he completely done with traditional Nollywood? Now, let me turn your attention to Bimbo Ademoye because her situation is even more emotional. Bimbo Ademoye is not just an actor anymore. She's a producer, a content creator, and a brand powerhouse. But today, all of that in Nigeria takes an immense emotional and financial toll. Recently, Bimbo has had to address public scrutiny, production stress, and critics undermining her handwork. She openly said about the endless sleepless nights, the millions of naira spent funding her own independent projects, and the sheer frustration of pouring her heart into her craft while dealing with industry friction. When you see Bimbo, someone who is usually all smiling and jokes, gets vulnerable about how overwhelming the industry has become, you literally realize that she has reached her limit. She's sick of being treated like a content machine. She wants freedom, she wants peace, and she wants her own narrative without having to burn herself out for cinema studio. So, here is the major plot twist that nobody is talking about. Are Bimbo and Timini actually quitting Nollywood for good? The answer is no. But the Nollywood we know them is in over. They aren't quitting acting entirely. They are leaving the old way of doing Nollywood. Let's talk about it one by one. They are done being overworked. They are no longer accepting every script tossed their way just to stay relevant. Then the number two, they are shifting to ownership. Both Timini and Bimbo Ademoye are pivoting into executive production, YouTube independence, international collaboration, and choosing quality over quantity. Then number three, they are prioritizing mental health, very important. They are showing a new generation of actors that you don't have to break your back or lose yourself just to entertain the public. They aren't abandoning their fans, they are evolving. They are moving from being employees of the industries to becoming the bosses of their own empire. At the end of the day, seeing stars like Timini and Bimbo Ademoye take a step back to protect their peace and rebuild their career on their own terms is something we should actually celebrate. They have given us years of non-stop entertainment, and if taking a sabbatical or changing their approach is what keeps them healthy and happy, we are 100% here for it. How do you guys feel about the shifts? Do you think Nollywood will feel empty without them on cinema screen every month? Or are you excited for their independent era? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button and make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive. Thank you so much for listening. Stay safe and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye bye.